Yeah, so greetings to everyone from my side. Myself Dushan, I belong to Rohtak, Haryana. So, talking about my education, I have completed my master's in sociology. And talking about my teaching experience, so I hold the experience of almost 6 years now for teaching students of sociology. Today, I will be talking about a very important theory that is a part of your syllabus, which is demographic theory of transition. Now, this theory is not just studied in sociology. As I had told, ki it is an important part of population study. So, other than sociology, in fields like political science as well as in human geography, this theory has a great significance. So, let us understand what are the main arguments of demographic theory of transition. Yeah. So, to understand what is demographic theory of transition, we must first of all must understand what is demography. Now, just a minute. Yeah. So, demography is made up of two words, that is, demos plus graphy. The demos word has a relation to the term population, and graphy means a science or a study. So, when we combine these two words, demography forms, which means a science that studies various aspects of population. It is a science, it is a study field of study that studies the various aspects of population. How is population growing? What is the birth rate? What is the death rate? What is the age structure of the population? Where are more people residing? Where are less people residing? What are the factors that affect the population growth? Why are people migrating? What is the literacy rate of the population? What is the sex rate of the population? So various aspects that are covered, that are what I can say part of population, what are the various characteristics of population are studied under the umbrella term that is demography. Now, a very important theory under this study is demographic theory of transition. Now, let us understand what do you mean by demographic theory of transition. Now, there are various theories which talk about how population grows, how population is affected by natural phenomena, and many other aspects. But the demographic theory of transition is a different one. Demographic theory of transition says that population growth has a absolute pattern. Now, what does it mean? It says that population doesn't grow randomly or decreases randomly, but population grows in a slight or in a particular pattern, like first stage, second stage, and third stage. Population has growth of various stages. Population grows in various stages. Now, this is not just only the argument, but this theory links the population growth with economic growth as well. The main argument says that as societies move from agricultural society to industrial society and then to post industrial society, similarly, population is also changing stages. Like in first stage, that is the agricultural stage. In first stage, economy is agricultural, so population has different aspects. Then, when thus economy will move from agricultural to industrial stage, right? From agricultural to industrial stage, then the characteristics of population will change. Similarly, when the society will move from second to third stage, then also characteristics will change. So the basic argument is societies move in a particular manner. The economics move in a particular manner. So similarly, the population also grows in particular manner. Now, what this theory has done, this theory has divided the population growth in stages. Now let us understand what are the stages of economic growth. The very first stage is agricultural society, where people are living in rural areas. When people there are very less medical, or you can say very less health facilities available. Similarly, the literacy rate is very low, governance structure is very poor, not very strong. Then the industrialization happens, and then societies change. Government tries to provide you health facilities, government focuses on hygiene, government focuses on health facilities, government focuses on education facilities, government focuses on providing food to the needies. So characteristics of population change. Then we shift from industrial to post-industrial societies. Fine. Now this stage occurs when industrialization has already happened along back time. Then we move to the third stage. Now, this theory links the growth of population to these stages. So now let us understand what are the stages of population. So as I have said, there are three stages. Now, the stage 1, let us understand about the stage 1. In stage 1, what happens as per this theory? The birth rate and the death rate. The birth rate and the death rate, I am assuming that you already know about the birth rate and death rate. So birth rate is number of children born per 1,000 in a year, and death rate is number of people dying per 1,000 in a year. The birth rate and the death rate are very high. Both are high. Birth rate is also high, and the death rate is also high. Due to which the growth rate, when birth rate and death rate both are high, the growth rate is either 0 or very low. The birth rate will be either 0 or very low, significantly low growth rate, sorry. See, now what are the reasons for these high birth rate and high death rate? See, I have told you what are the characteristics of agricultural society, right? We have already discussed that in agricultural society, health facilities are not there, education facilities are not there, literacy rate is very poor. So you cannot expect from a population that death rate will be very low. And the reason of birth rate being very high is the population still has a mindset that more labor will contribute to more money. Like as many as children will be there, they will help, they will work as a helping hand, they will contribute as a helping hand to the family. Now what happens, as the society moves from agricultural to industrial stage, the population also transits. Now we see the stage 2. In stage 2, what happens is birth rate is still high, but death rate starts to decline. Fine. Birth rate is still high, but death rate starts to decline significantly. Now, how does this happen? See, in the second stage, when economy is industrialized, government starts to invest on health facilities. Government start to invest on medical facilities. Government starts to invest on education facilities. Government educates people about the importance of sanitation. Government tells people about the benefits of taking proper diet. Government tries to ensure everyone is getting food. So death rate significantly declines. But talking about birth rate, the birth rate is not declining. Why? What's the reason? Because declining birth is not a short-term phenomena. It is actually a long-term phenomena. Why? Because birth is related to more of attitudinal factors. A number of factors contribute to increasing or decreasing birth rate. Birth rate cannot be reduced in a year or in a 5-year term or in a 10-year time. It takes time. You have to change the attitude of the people. You have to tell them the family benefits of short families. You have to tell them the benefits of precautions, right? So it takes time to reduce the birth rate. So now what happens is birth rate is high, but death rate is low. It means more number of children are born and less number of people are dying. So in this stage, the growth rate of population. In the second stage, the growth rate of population is very high, right? Why is it high? Because there is a large gap in the number of people born and the number of people dying. So this stage faces what? Which is called as population explosion. In the second stage, we face a phenomena called as population explosion. This means that population increases in large number, but in a very short period of time. Fine. This is population explosion. Now, then we move to the third stage. Now, what happens in third stage? The population growth rate starts to decline. Birth rate also declines and death rate also declines. Fine. Then what happens is the growth rate also declines. The growth rate also becomes slow. This doesn't mean that population will stabilize. Population will stabilize only when birth rate and death rate are equal. You have to keep in mind that in the third stage, only the birth rate has started to come down, which means the growth rate will become slow. Like if the population was growing by 5% annually in the stage 2 or 8% annually, now the population will grow by 2%, by 1%, but still population will grow, but the growth rate will be significantly low or slow. Now, what are the factors for this? What are the reasons for this? The main reason is the population now has been educated. They know what are the benefits of a small family. They have access to precautions. They know how to do family planning. Also, they have trust in government that death rate is also significantly declined. So we do not need to give birth to more number of children. So that's why birth rate also declines. Now there is a stage 4 also, which is now faced by the European post-industrialized countries. What happens in stage 4 is birth rate becomes so low that in respect of birth rate, death rate is high. I'm not saying death rate is high. I am saying as compared to birth rate, the rate of deaths are more. So what happens is population starts to decline. In this stage, parents are become less interested in giving birth to more children. Why? The living cost is high. They don't have parents to take care of the children. Both parents are working. So how will they manage? These phenomena we are facing in right now in the European countries, or such as countries in Japan or in China also. Their population has started to become negative. Because they are not giving birth to new children, but the number of people are also dying. Fine. So here the growth rate will become negative. Also, you have to learn a more phenomena of stage 3, that is when birth rate becomes equal to death rate, then we achieve a ratio or rate which is called as replacement rate or replacement ratio. This means the birth rate is exactly equal to the death rate, saying that the number of children born in a year is exactly equal to the number of people dying in a year. Fine. So these were the main arguments of theory of demographic transition. Now, theory of demographic transition is criticized at some points. Why is it criticized? The very first criticism is that this theory is Eurocentric. What does that mean? The theory is completely inspired from the population growth pattern of European countries, the countries that were industrialized in the 18th or 19th century. But that doesn't mean that in every parts of the world you will face a same pattern of growth of population, right? The second criticism is the population growth rate in various country may vary significantly. It can differ significantly. It is not necessary that in 50 years or 60 years we will transit from first stage to second stage or from second stage to third stage. Every country has its particular pattern of economic growth. Like in India, India hasn't faced industrialization significantly, right? But we had faced second stage during 1961 to 1981. And after 1991, our birth rate started to decline. Now, as per NHFS National Family Health Survey of 2019, we have already achieved the replacement ratio. But you cannot say India is a post-industrialized country or India has already gone through large industrialization just like USA or UK or France or Germany. So the growth rate in countries may vary significantly, right? You cannot say that population grows in a particular pattern in every country. Fine. I hope this lecture was beneficial to all. I would like to thank you and end the class here.